Hello again, friends and neighbors. Welcome back to OG Fantasy Football. I am still Brian Dunkleman, and joining me is our co-host. He's a former college football head coach, D3. I didn't really need to say that, but it's just, we're not going to lie. It's John Ainsworth Burrell III. What's up, Jabba?
What's happening, Dunk?
How's it going tonight?
Going great. Can't complain. Wish I was a little higher in the standings of our league, but it's early.
It is early, and this is our third podcast. John, the reviews are in. This is here's Brian and John. I finally listened to this, and I love it. All caps, LOVE. Full disclosure, that is my sister-in-law Susie, married to Tom Dunkleman of the Omaha Steaks. By the way, I also enjoyed the message from your sponsor, Go Bills. So people are talking about us, John. Week 2. Let's just jump right into this. The only reason we really want to impart on you our scoring system. So we're going to throw up the graphic again because we do it differently than you guys do. This is the way the original guys in Oakland did it back in, I believe, the late 60s, John. And this is the way we've done it since 1989. Any touchdown under 10 points is 6 points, a running back running, a quarterback throwing, a wide receiver catching. If it's between 10 and 39 yards, that is 9 points. And if it's a bomb, 40 or over, that's 12. If your player scores out of position, quarterback running, running back catching, wide receiver running, those points are doubled. So your 6 turns into a 12, the 9 turns into an 18, and the coveted 40-yard 24-point play. John, there was a couple of them this week. How are your thoughts on week 2 of Big League Chew's 33rd year?
Well, let's start right off with the Bills game.
Oh, beautiful.
There were a couple big scores in that game with our boy Stephon Diggs on a shake route over the middle with a beautiful pass by Josh Allen.
So
that
beautiful.
was a nice 12-pointer.
Yeah.
It's so early it's hard to gauge who's doing well, who's getting injured, where it's all settling out. I had the Omaha Steaks at 40-1 to win our league, which was second to last, and here they are currently in first place, killing it. So
yeah.
Who knows?
You never know. Our league is so difficult to predict. We only do touchdowns. That's another thing. This is only our 3rd episode. We'll do constant recaps so you get the gist of what we do. And touchdowns are very hard to predict, especially out of position touchdowns. So, look, we gave my brother a hard time. We drafted together in LA before the Bills game on opening night, and we mocked him for taking Lamar Jackson with what? The 10th or 11th pick, first round. I thought he would have gone 4th or 5th. He's ranked in your normal fantasy sites. What is he ranked? 4th, 5th, and that's great. But he's had a couple injury prone seasons here, and my God, Johnny has 81 points in our league in 2 games. So who's the genius? My brother, apparently. And another thing that's while we're talking about things that are pissing me off about my brother, he made a bet with me because he took St. Brown. Amon-Ra. I'm not going to learn his name. That's how much disrespect I have. But he bet me that he would have more points in our league than Jamar Chase. He had 2 more touchdowns. So I am losing that bet. That's $100 I'm going to owe my brother. But Omaha Steaks out to a great start.
You won our side bet, so I owe you $25, I think.
This is the beautiful thing about a friendship this long. I don't even remember the bet.
Who would have the most points on Monday night?
We drank a lot. Who did? Did I?
You did, because you're a quarterback.
Let's talk about, all right, you want to know how crazy our league is? It's touchdown only. I had 0. Staring at a goose egg after Sunday. Now, look, I have 2 flat screens. I just got a 3rd flat screen. Look, I'm not a Rockefeller. I go to thrift stores. It's more about the hunt. $39. Got a 46-incher on the other side of my 65. I'm so excited about my setup. And then Sunday, I watch 0. Double goose egg, 0 points all day, but I still wasn't going to let that bring me down. Going into Monday, now I had my quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who I took in the 3rd round. Everybody's golden boy amongst the experts in regular fantasy. A.J. Brown, who looked amazing last week, and my kicker, Joseph. John, I went from 0 to 43 points for the
Yes,
week.
you
And
did.
that all happened in the
one
first
game.
half. That all
One
happened.
game.
One game, 1/2. Nothing else happened in the second. So that's how quickly things can change in our league. 43 is not a great it's not a great point total for a week, but it's not bad. It used to be
A
really
hell of a lot
good.
better. It's a hell of a lot better than 0.
Oh my God. Do you know, like, look, who do you think is more invested in this shit in our league than me? Who do you think is into it more than me? I have the most free time. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
Nobody.
Nobody. So like I traditionally have felt the pain more, but it's a whole new me. I know it's a long season. I didn't get upset. Nobody threatened to call the police in my building because I was swearing. That may have happened in the late 90s. We don't need to go back there. Everything's fine. It's all good in the hood. Jalen Hurts. John, this is how long we've been doing it. We've been doing this since before instant replay. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't celebrate if I watch a live like a live score on my TV as it's happening, because instant replay, I saw Jalen Hurts have that 18-point run, and I thought, oh, there's no way. Like, that was an amazing play, but his knee's down. I will not allow myself to feel that joy to have it taken from me. So I'd rather suppress it completely and then kind of celebrate. But this is what this league has become now. If it's not a clear-cut touchdown, I'm like, let's just see till the replay. But what an amazing play that was. He had a 12-point bomb and 2 rushing touchdowns, 42 points. You can't ask for much better. Although, if you want better, look no further than my brother with the Omaha Steaks. 51 from Lamar Jackson. Who's laughing now?
That's crazy. And by the way, as far as how long we've been doing the league, forget instant replay. We've been doing the league so long. The only 2 players in the NFL that were born before we started the league were probably Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Oh, when Adam Vinatieri retired, that made me sad because he was the oldest dude left, and now it's over. The dream is over. So let's go through our standings right now, John, and I'll throw a little graphic up because I'm figuring out this editing crap. We got my brother, the Omaha Steaks, in first place with a grand total of 163 points. He had 76. Another great week. He did not get the $50 again because
No.
the week the point total of the week was some young guy. And we call him some young guy because nobody's met him. I don't know. Here's my theory. I think Carl, the Mansfield mob, is our only connection to some young guy, other than the fact that I guess I'm related to him. I think Carl has 2 teams, and he's had 2 teams for about 7 years now. We'll figure that out. So Prodigal Son comes home, who had a great week last week. He came in second. As you can see, some young guy in third. Ass Kickers, Deadheads at fifth. 6th, the Righteous Gemstones. That's Justin, my nephew. Southpaw's Stephen Kears in 7th. I jumped all the way. Now, I was in the basement, John.
Yes, you are.
I slept in the basement Sunday night. I didn't like it down there. I didn't like it at all. Although I did make an agreement, and this is legally bounding because we shook on it. My son, I told him, when you get rich and famous, you're gonna have a big mansion. I get to live in your basement. Just need a couple recliners, big screen TV, little fridge. He's like, absolutely, Dad. So, but I'm not ready for the basement. I had that 43-point Monday night first half and jumped from 12th to 8th. That's where I feel. Right below mediocrity is where I like to sit for several weeks. We got Mansfield Mob Carl in 9th. Oh, we got a tie. There's a tie for 9th between Mansfield Mob and John, the shit suckers. John, I am up 2 points on you, followed by Jeff with the meltdowns. And, of course, Tom Lezot bringing up the rear, but bringing it up pretty. Only 106 points. He is you don't want to be this far behind, but John, look, it's a long season. How you feeling right now? Tied for ninth.
I'm grateful that I'm in a position to be able to make some transactions early
Yeah.
and get my squad where I want it to be. I feel really good about my team still. I've got a bunch of guys that haven't scored. I've only gotten 6 points from my first round pick and Derrick Henry. I am worried about the Tennessee Titans because they look like shit on
I'm
Monday
hoping
night.
everybody looks like shit against us. That's what I'm really
Yes.
hoping. And by the way, let's pump our brakes on Miami. The juggernaut that whatever that nerd's name is created. Let's see. Let's see what happens week 3, and then we'll discuss. But but John, I got to give you props, man. I gave you shit about Jalen Waddle.
Looking
I
good.
don't like saying his name. I don't like the name Jalen. I don't like his dance, his stupid penguin dance, but he had 2 more touchdowns, and I mocked you mercilessly for taking him in the 3rd round. So nice job. Jamar Chase. Oh, how much do you want Diggs right now as a Bills fan?
Oh, yeah.
God, and I've been saying it. This is the year he has a Randy Moss-esque year. I could see him getting 18, 20 touchdowns this year. He's already got 4.
Saw a great tweet today that said maybe Jalen Ramsey played great holding Diggs to only 1 touchdown last week.
You know what? Maybe he did crush it. That's really funny. That's actually, you know what? I'm looking forward to finding out because, God, what a weird thing that
that shake route, man.
Oh,
That just, I mean, Josh, first of all, looked all the way to his right
yeah.
and held the safety in the corner to that side and knew as soon as he looked left and hucked it that he was going to be open. And Bill's coaches on the sideline were like this before the ball was even thrown. Don't tell me they didn't run that play a few times this week.
It's really interesting to watch these 2 games and then to watch a bunch of other games and just seeing, like, did that play did it ever work in practice? Like, it just looks like, look, it's early, but it feels good to be a Bills fan right now. I hope this is showing up. It's dark, but I mean, good Lord, dude, we look good. Looking forward to squishing the fish. We're from the era where Miami was the hated team. Now it's Patriots, and that hatred's going to last for the rest of my lifetime. But let's see. The fish look good. Is Tua for real? Let's see. Let's see what happens. Now, John, as we said before, the big week. And I think the way for you guys to learn our scoring system is to be like, let's just see what a typical lineup is in this kind of unorthodox scoring league, and how did it pan out? Some young guy, 97 points. Now, as we've said in the first episode, 100 is a good week. I do believe, John, I have the record, and I don't know if it's 134 or 143. But I think I had that in the last week of when I won, when I was the Fighting Gussies. And I'll see if I can find a picture to put that up for the YouTube. Obviously, we're a podcast, but we're also a YouTube show. We put a lot of graphics and pictures up. So check us out. It will be youtube.com/OG Fantasy Football as soon as we're able to. But I don't know. Google it. You know more about technology than I do. So he has Justin Herbert, who he took at the number 3 position in our draft, 21 points. John, did you watch that Thursday night game?
I did.
That guy's a warrior, dude. That he was in such pain. That was tough to watch. But my God, after he gave up on that run, he could have fallen over for the first down. And then he throws that laser.
That was
unbelievable.
Yeah.
What an unbelievable era for quarterbacks that we're getting to watch, man.
Something about some young guys' week that I just want to comment on as we're running through it.
We're going to go through it.
One of the keys that I find to a good week, and by the way, 100 isn't a good week. 100 is a great week.
It's a phenomenal
75
week.
Is a good week for us.
50. I take 50.
Being over 50, you're not having a bad,
right.
When you're under 50, you're having a terrible week.
You're not waking up with a bad taste in your mouth. Like you're
the thing for me in having a good week, we start 8 people.
Yep.
And if you get 5 of them to score, you're in good shape because one of your guys is probably going to have 20 plus points. But if you only have 2 score, like your quarterback and your kicker, you might have 36 points and you
Those are
suck.
the two you're rarely going to get blanked. But other than that, it's crapshoot.
Yeah. And Bob Young had 7 of 8 starters score. So you can run through them, Brian, but that's awesome.
That's a solid week. Robinson from Jacksonville, who I had on my radar, he was really, really undervalued, 9-pointer in our league. So that's what it's a 37-yard run. Swift, 18-pointer. Oh man, we love the 18-pointers. Now I had a thought, like, you always second guess yourself, and I'm thinking, well, instead of Kamara, look, John, I'm in a I don't want to get off on a rant here, but I'm already in a quagmire. I took Kamara as a risk over Henry, and now, of course, he's hurt, didn't play. That's why you pick up Ingram. He had
But you
0.
got the handcuff.
Oh, but no, I'm in with Hill, the tight end, and I'm burning 3 roster spots in a 13. We only have 13 roster spots. Look, we'll get into my team later. So Swift, that's what you want to see, an 18-pointer right there, and that guy plays hurt. It seems he's always hurt. Jacobs, nothing. That's the only person on his team that did not score. Christian Kirk, great pick, 15 points, 2 touchdowns. Carlson, who I do believe was the highest scoring kicker in our league last year with 13. 13's good from a kicker. Double digits are great. And then, of course, how are we going to be pissed off about a Bills sweet 12-pointer there? Now, what are you going to do, bench Justin Herbert? No. He had 51 points from Tua on the bench. 51 is, I think Michael Vick has the record. I think he had a 60 or 70 burger a few years back when he was with the Eagles, but you don't get many 50 burgers in this league. So it's Tua. No. You know what I take away from this? Baltimore's defense sucks, and so does Miami's, until I'm proven otherwise. So let's talk after next Sunday. So that takes you through. And then Lazard, who did not play week 1, he had a little touchdown. Hey, ballsy. I would have probably started Marquise Brown. Well, he didn't. He put in Mike Williams and Christian Kirk over Marquise Brown. Great job. Some young guy, if that is your real name. So now let's acquiesce. Went to college for a couple of years. Into my brother's week. My brother Tom, the Omaha Steaks, Lamar Jackson. How weird is it that there were 2 51-point weeks? That's odd.
It's very, very.
Like, how many 50-point weeks do you remember? And there's 2 51-point weeks. Luckily for Tom, he started him. Lamar Jackson looks like, hey, I know my mom's my agent, but pay us. Rashad Penny with nothing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I told you he'd wake up. Nothing. Najee, 0. Same. If I lose this bet, John, if I lose it, I don't like going with a Super Bowl hangover team unless you're talking the Buffalo Bills from the early 90s, because it's a thing. And Cincinnati looks like shit, by the way. Get a grip, Jamar. St. Brown with 2 touchdowns, a 13-yarder, an 11-yarder. That's 18 points. His kicker's gay. He got him 7, and Packers nothing. Look at this. It's an embarrassment of riches. He's got Jared Goff on his bench with 33 points. 33 is a great score. And then, you know what? Bateman. Last week I talked to him after the games. He's like, the one mistake I made was I benched Bateman. Look, fool you once, shame on you. Fool me once, we don't get fooled again. Whatever George Bush said. So nice week, Tom, Omaha Steaks. And thank you for our first review, Susie.
He only had 3 of his players score, but his quarterback blew up. Imagine he would have won the week if he had 3 other guys on the team score.
Oh, so close to the 50. That's $100. So close to $100, but so far you're winning it from me. That's not. Look, it's a long season. Next up, our third best score of the week, the Deadheads, Stanley Ullman For some reason, he took Joe Burrow again, 8 points. That's not what you want to see. Look, you don't want to go. Look, what do you want? Dak Prescott gone for what, 6 weeks? They looked terrible while he was in there. I don't know. Cooper Rush. He's got it going on. Put all your money into Cooper Rush. Joe Burrow with 8 points. Jonathan Taylor. Look, we're going to get Josh Allen has a pretty nice start. 39, 36. That's pretty good. Stanley took Jonathan Taylor, and in your league, that's probably what you want to do. But you're seeing why you don't do that in ours. Will it pay off in the long run? We'll see. He's got Burrow. Okay. So he sacrificed taking the best quarterback in fantasy, who is our beloved Josh Allen, and took Jonathan Taylor, which is the traditional thing to do. Now he's got 6 points from last week, and Josh Allen has whatever 39 plus 36 is because I dropped out of college. He's got Melvin Gordon. I liked the pick. In the second, he took him at the second. I'll mock you all year for that. 0. Metcalf, 0. Everybody was right. Seahawks look like shit. Claypool.
Good pick with Diggs, though.
Oh, he loves Stephon Diggs. Now, Stanley took Diggs in the second round last week and then did not start him week 1. Look, we don't know. Stanley's what we call a character. Graham Gano is still in the league, in case you were wondering. He had 17 points. That's stupid. Look at this, John. He had a 51 and a 56 yarder. We just changed this rule about 5 years ago. Let's call it the Jeff Golley rule. It's the Jeff Golley rule. The meltdowns, because the kickers are not important to anybody like they are to Jeff Golley over the years. He just is a deep, deep love. In our old scoring system,
Janikowski.
Oh, kick his ass, see by us. Gano, now he had 2 50-yarders. That previously in our league was a 10-pointer. So he would have had 10, 20, 26 points and a couple of extra points. 28 points from your kicker. You can't make kickers that valuable. That's why we changed the rules. And then the Ravens. The Ravens with a 12-pointer. Defensive
Stanley's doing well.
64 points for the Deadheads with Stanley Ullman. All right. Ass kickers. Ken Way. What's he doing? He's flying me to San Francisco on Friday. Roger Waters, front row. Kick ass Ken Way. Can't wait, buddy. And then I'm going to stay and watch the Bills squish the fish. And then I'm going to fly back right after that. Let's take a look at Kenny's week. Here in week 2, Patrick Mahomes, 18. Comes down to earth. 18 is what you'd expect from Joe Burrow, not Patrick Mahomes. Makes me feel a little bit better about passing him on the first round. John, are you following me along with these? Do you want to jump in? Are you looking at your phone?
Got it right here.
I don't want to hog all the mic time, but you know me. I watch these 20, 30 times because I adore watching myself on camera. I wish I worked more.
I do want to jump in and say that after Ken, there might be some other topics we want to cover, like
absolutely
pickups and
John,
injuries, and
you're more than a co-host.
But no, Kenny had a good week, above average to about average.
58, and good week.
You know, he again only had really 3 people score. He had 18, like Brian said, from Mahomes. He had a big week from Hill with 24. I could have had him, but I got Waddle instead. We'll see.
2 bombs. Yeah, I took Chase.
But between Hill and Waddle, they did something that's never happened before with a 2-receiver tandem. I don't remember all the stats, but their game Sunday never happened between 2 receivers before. So they got something going on.
60 each and 2 touchdowns each. Like,
yeah.
They look good.
Yeah. Well, Tyreek meet Jordan and Jalen meet Micah.
Yeah. Hi. These are our guys. They're going to hit you right in the vagina.
We'll see. Cooper Kupp had another, solid week, 15 points.
Fantastic.
I think, if I had to do it again, I might have picked Cooper Cup.
Well, I
7.
got 0 out of my first rounder, so of course I would have taken Lamar Jackson. I have
Yeah.
81 more points than I do.
Kenny got
And
1
then
point out of his kicker.
that
That
sucks.
sucks.
I feel the kicker blues, man.
All right. So a story from last week. I was at a business networking meeting. Everybody there knew I was at the Bills game week 1. And one guy in particular is a financial advisor. We started talking about fantasy. He's about my age. I don't know how old he is, but we started talking about fantasy football leagues, and I told him we do things very differently, and we've been doing it for 33 years. And I said, we're old school. We only do scoring. And he's like, that's it. I said, well, the longer the score is, the more points you get. He's like, wow, that's how we started our league 25 years ago. And, well, yep. And that's how we still do it. We started 33 years ago. So just a little bit of a validation, I guess, that there are other people in the world that used to play this way. They've all
And,
evolved or devolved into a different way of playing. But
and did you see the longing in his eyes for that
yes,
simpler time, that
yes,
nostalgic time that we
I
all
did.
long for? That's why we're here. He's going to be doing this style next year. John, we don't have to go through everybody's scores, but like let's go through ours. Look,
Oh,
as I
jeez.
said, I've already really gone through what happened on Monday night. I went from 0 points to 43. I'm thrilled about it. The good news is Jalen Hurts looks like the real deal. He had 12 points last week. Didn't look, it looked great. Not a good point total for me. Yeah, my fears are over. I feel very good. As I've said, a quagmire in St. Louis, not in St. Louis, but with the Saints. I'm just going to expect Kamara to get healthy, and I don't know. I don't want to hang on to a handcuff and a fluke player like Hill. He's going to play 3. He's going to play 3 downs. He's going to play 3 or 4 plays a game, and half of them are going to be 18 pointers. And do I want to deal with that? I've got Hopkins on my bench. Let's not forget until his suspension is up. I got J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins. Look, hey, this is another good time to have another word from our sponsor. It's White Claw, just regular. Have you tried it with vodka? Little vodka White Claw. White Claw. Consider it as a mixer. I got Benjamin. Benjamin. My little lottery ticket looks like he might be worth something. So we're gonna figure out what to do at that flex position. But I'm not worried about Kamara. He gets 120 to 150 points, and if he doesn't, then I messed up. AJ Brown, I gotta believe he's gonna get in the end zone. Joseph, 1 point. The kicker blues. Nobody likes the kicker blues. John, you want to final thoughts about your week, and then we'll talk about our thoughts for the upcoming week 3.
Sure.
Stafford had
So,
a bounce back week. Good job.
yeah, Stafford did all right. 21 points doesn't seem like a lot, but I did the math, and last year Josh Allen had 330, which is about 21 points a week. So,
There you go.
I need him to have a big week sometime soon,
Yep.
but I was excited that I got points from Gibson. Henry with only 6 against the Bills, fine with me. I
You got
wish it had been a
return.
12. I
You got
wish it had been a
yeah.
12 pointer. I didn't want him to score too many times.
He
So
could have scored 5 times and we still would have won, John.
that's true.
You want to crunch those numbers.
Jalen Waddle, I am fired up about as
Waddle.
my 3rd-round pick. He had 12 points.
No,
The old
I
Alabama connection.
can't stand that. I don't like the dance. That's it.
And
Never gonna like Jalen Waddle. I'm firmly planting my flag. I'm
I
anti-Waddle.
lost I lost Butker last week to injury, and so I picked
Oh,
up a kicker.
he had an injured
Uh,
Butker.
I had a hurt
How'd you
Butker.
injure your Butker?
And Elliott got 6 for me, and so that was all right. 51 total. Good news. I left good or bad. It's hard. It depends on how you look at it. I left no
Yeah,
points on my bench,
which
but
means your bench sucks.
half of my bench was injured. I had
Right.
Julio Jones, Brian Robinson Jr., Hilliard, and they were all banged up.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to next week. I like Hurts. I feel good enough to probably drop Cousins. I don't know who I want to pick up. Maybe Dotson. Sam, look, everybody's scoring in Washington, so we'll see. And I'm hoping for a high scoring game with Philly at Washington. Who would have thought that would be an interesting game before the season started? But that's the way fantasy makes games interesting. Patterson, I'm not feeling great about. He's not catching a lot of balls. We'll see if that changes. Brown's going to get in the end zone. Chase, you're playing the Jets. If you need to get well, Cincinnati, this is your
Good
week.
time.
But that's what I'm looking forward to this week. John, what are you looking forward to? And let's wrap this shit up. We got 3 in the can.
Going to be interesting to see the transactions tomorrow. I think somebody's going to pick up Jimmy G and be in a good position. I've thought about it, but not willing to pull the trigger there yet. I actually am the only transaction I have in the hopper right now is to change my kicker. Because I don't see the value looking long term. I'm not ready to think week to week.
Right.
And I still really like my squad. I got a couple bills that I was thinking about maybe dropping one, but I'd rather have James Cook, who's projected to have 6 touchdowns over the course of the season, than some other douche who's also projected to have 6 touchdowns.
They could all be after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they probably all will be.
Right. So, yeah, I am looking forward to seeing the waiver wire tomorrow. And, week 3, you start to sort of figure out your team, see where things are, see where injuries have happened. And now it's time to settle in and make a run. I'm ready for it.
That's it. And you know what? Things can change so quickly. I went from 0 for the week to 43.5 in the Monday night game. My team name was Ayuk. Kidding me? He's off my team. Got rid of him week 1. I now have a new team name, the Dunkleman. And that's a picture that actually exists in the world. We can't thank you enough for joining us again. We really hope that you get into this league and figure out how fun this scoring system is. It's so different than anything you've ever seen. We hope you stick with it. We hope this is the way to help you get what we do, is by inviting you into our league, getting to know the guys in our league, seeing what's a good lineup, what's a good score, what's not a good score. Thanks for coming back. John, I'm so psyched we're doing this. We'll see you next week on OG Fantasy Football.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.